What's good, hoop heads? Your courtside analyst Tips and Streams is back in the game. On the slate today, breakdowns for the latest NBA matchups set to light up the hardwood. Before we tip off, make sure you slam that subscribe button on our YouTube channel to stay in the loop with all our predictions and top picks. So, let's get started. The first today's prediction is for the matchup between Memphis Grizzlies and New Orleans Pelicans. Tonight's basketball battle is set to ignite at the Smoothie King Center, where the Memphis Grizzlies are gearing up to take on the New Orleans Pelicans. The Grizzlies are currently navigating through rough waters with a 6-18 tally. Their away game struggles are evident with a 5-7 mark, and their performance against the spread is less than stellar at 9-15. Their offense is on the lower end, averaging a mere 106 points per game, while their defense concedes an average of 112.3 points. Despite the commendable efforts of Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr., the team's overall field goal accuracy hovers around a modest 43.3%, and their three-point game is at 33.1%. Conversely, the New Orleans Pelicans stand on firmer ground with a solid 16-11 record. Their home turf dominance is clear with a 6-3 record, and they've fared better against the spread, standing at 12-7-1. Their recent form is remarkable, clinching 7 wins in their last 9 outings. The Pelicans exhibit robust offensive strength, spearheaded by C.J. McCollum and Brandon Ingram. Their shooting efficiency surpasses that of the Grizzlies, boasting a higher field goal and three-point success rate. Historically, the Pelicans have shown their mettle against the Grizzlies, especially on home ground. They boast a formidable 8-0 against the spread record in their last 8 home games, and a strong 7-1 against the spread when facing Memphis at home. Additionally, their December performances have been impressive, with a 12-5 record against the spread in their last 17 games, indicating a robust year-end form. The Grizzlies have been grappling with injuries since the season's start, but the expected return of Ja Morant tonight could be a game-changer, potentially reviving their offense. Morant might take time to regain his peak form, but his presence could significantly uplift Bane and Jackson Jr. Considering the current dynamics, historical matchups, and the palpable home court edge, the prediction tilts in favor of the New Orleans Pelicans not only clinching a victory but also covering the spread. The Pelicans' superior scoring prowess, their recent upswing, and the advantage of playing at home position them favorably against the Grizzlies. Thus, my bet is on the New Orleans Pelicans to triumph and cover the -6-point spread. The next prediction is for the match between San Antonio Spurs and Milwaukee Bucks. In the heart of the hoops realm, the Milwaukee Bucks are tearing up the court with a striking 19-7 record, riding high on a fiery 4-game winning streak. Their offensive game is a spectacle, dropping an average of 124.4 points per match, claiming the silver spot in the league's scoring rankings. At their home turf, their game intensifies, racking up an even more awe-inspiring 125.8 points. Their prowess in three-point land is notable, nailing a third-best league ranking with a 38.3% success rate. Yet, it's worth mentioning that their defense isn't as tight, allowing an average of 119.2 points per game, which ranks them 23rd in the league defensively. On the flip side, the San Antonio Spurs are in a rough patch, holding a 421 record. Their scoring and defense stats are among the league's lower echelons, with only 110.6 points scored and 122.2 points conceded per game. Their away game performance is a cause for concern, managing a mere 104.3 points in contrast to 115.6 at home. Their defense against three-point shots is also lagging, ranked as one of the league's weakest. Key players are the game changers here. The Bucks look to Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard to lead the charge, while the Spurs have their hopes pinned on Devin Vassell. However, they'll be without Victor Wembanyama for this clash. The Spurs are hitting rough patches in their road games, especially against Eastern Conference teams. They've stumbled in their last 14 away matches against such opponents and haven't covered the spread in their last 6 Eastern Conference road games. The Bucks, in contrast, have shown consistency, securing 8 wins in their last 10 matches, though their defense has been a bit shaky recently. Considering the current form and stats, the Milwaukee Bucks are the heavy favorites. Their superior scoring, especially on their home court, and their efficient three-point shooting tip the scales in their favor. The Spurs' road struggles and defensive lapses further strengthen the Bucks' odds. I'm predicting the total points will dip below the expected 249. The Spurs might have a hard time in away games with only 2 wins this season, but their adaptability could make them unpredictable. The Bucks, potent in offense but vulnerable in defense, have only covered the spread in 12 out of 26 games. Although it may seem crazy to support the Spurs in this situation, I think there are enough reasons to do so. I bet that the San Antonio Spurs will cover the plus 17-point margin. The next prediction is for the match between Boston Celtics and Golden State Warriors. In the hoops world, we're gearing up for a titanic showdown at the Chase Center, where the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors are set to collide in a basketball spectacle. Riding high with the NBA's top record and a hot 5-game win streak, the Celtics are ready to face off against the home-dominant Warriors, who are also cruising on a 5-game victory roll on their turf. Watch for stars like Jason Tatum and Steph Curry to take center stage in this epic face-off, each spearheading their squads with their impressive scoring skills. The Celtics are coming off a commanding 114-97 triumph over the Magic, thanks to Jaylen Brown's explosive 31 points and Tatum's vital 23. Averaging a sizzling 117.6 points per game with a solid 47.8% shooting accuracy and a formidable 37.2% from downtown, their offense is on fire. But it's not just about scoring. Their defense has been clamping down too, holding opponents to just 108.5 points on average. The Warriors, fresh from a nail-biting 118-114 victory against the Trailblazers, are leaning on Klay Thompson, who dropped 28 in their last game. Even with Draymond Green out and Gary Payton sidelined, they've shown grit and shine, especially at home. Looking at their past encounters, it's been a tight race with each squad defending their home court last season. While the Celtics have shown more consistency this season, the Warriors' home court prowess is a force to be reckoned with. In their last 10 clashes, the Celtics have only beaten the spread 3 times. Injury reports are key in this matchup. The Warriors are missing Gary Payton and Draymond Green, while the Celtics might be without Luke Kornet and Kristaps Porzingis. These absences could shake things up strategically. All things considered, current form, past battles, player performances, and injury updates, the Celtics seem to have a slight edge with their stellar season record and recent momentum. But the Warriors' home advantage and their winning streak make this anyone's game. Expect a high-octane scoring battle, but I'm betting it won't go over the total of 232 points. Wrapping it up, the analysis tilts towards a Celtics victory, possibly covering the spread thanks to their consistency and recent hot streak. However, with the NBA's unpredictability and the Warriors' home strength, we're in for an electrifying and tightly contested match. My money's on the Boston Celtics to snatch the win and beat the minus 5-point spread. The last prediction for today is for the matchup between Phoenix Suns and Portland Trail Blazers. As the showdown at Moda Center looms, the hardwood heats up with the Phoenix Suns, flaunting a 14-12 record, gearing up to face the Portland Trail Blazers, who are currently grappling at 6-19. The Suns, stepping onto the court as the 8-point frontrunners, boast a dynamic offense, dropping an average of 115.3 points per game, which lands them at the 14th spot in the league. Their scoring prowess is amplified by their sharpshooting, sinking 47.3% from the field and 37.6% from the three-point line. The Trailblazers, although battling through a tough season, have displayed grit, particularly in their recent home court battles. They're averaging 107.6 points per game, which positions them 29th in the NBA. Yet their hustle for offensive boards, pulling down an average of 12.2 per game, is a facet of their game that can't be ignored. The Suns' defense has been somewhat average, allowing 114 points per game. The Trailblazers, on their end, are giving up a tad more, with 114.6 points per game. Both squads have had their defensive woes, but the Suns have shown better chops in snagging turnovers, averaging 12.3 per game. Past face-offs between these two teams have been neck and neck, with both sides exchanging heavy punches. However, the Suns' recent streak, including a win over the Wizards, and the Trailblazers' struggle to break their losing streak, especially on their turf, tilt the odds slightly in favor of the Suns. Key player performances will be pivotal in this clash. The Suns are banking on Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, with Durant netting an average of 30.6 points and Booker at 28.1. The Trailblazers will lean on Jerami Grant and Anthony Simmons to counter the Suns' offensive barrage. Looking at both teams' recent form, the Suns seem to have an edge with their sharper offense and marginally better defense. However, they've been shaky against the spread in their last 10 games, going 2-8. Nevertheless, the Trailblazers' tenacity, especially on their home court, is something that can't be discounted. The game might be tighter than the stats indicate, but the Suns are the likely victors, possibly covering the spread in a nail-biter. From a deep-dive analytical perspective, the Suns are predicted to clinch the win, but the Trailblazers might just cover the spread. The total points are expected to stay under 231.5, given the combined scoring averages and defensive records of both teams. To wrap it up, the Suns might grab the victory with their higher scoring efficiency and slightly stronger defense, but the Trailblazers' home court resilience could see them cover the 8-point spread. Notwithstanding my skepticism about Coach Chauncey Billups, I'm putting faith in Grant, Brogdon, and Ayton. They have the potential to turn this game into a more thrilling encounter than the odds makers predict. My bet is on the Portland Trail Blazers to cover this plus 8-point margin. All right, hoopheads, that's the buzzer for today's predictions. Big thanks for rolling with us. If you're vibing with our picks, slam that subscribe button and get on board. Catch you on the court tomorrow. Peace.